Let me tell you a few things about my own startup. So I have this startup. I built it myself in 2020, right before the coronavirus pandemic. In this startup, I have a designation. Now, one beautiful thing about starting up, having your own business is you can give yourself any fancy designation that you want. People call themselves managing director, chief worker, chief designer, many things. And of course, the most coveted, the most asked for, the most powerful designation in the whole world, CEO, Chief Executive Officer. People love to call themselves the Chief Executive Officer. Technically, I am the CEO of my startup right now. But if you look at my LinkedIn profile or if my visiting card or whatever, I never call myself the CEO. The designation that I have given myself is Director and Master Trainer. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is, see, we all form teams, right? As I said earlier in another video, without a team, it is very difficult for a startup to sustain and grow in the long run. So I have plans for creating a team. Now, in that team, different people will perform different roles. My role in that team is in sync with my core competence. My core competence, I'm a training professional. I have spent the last 15 years of my life training, coaching as an instructional designer, and so on. I do not have a lot of hands on experience in running a company. In fact, I don't even remember that in the jobs that I have done, I have run a department. I've always been a trainer. That is my core competence. You will not find a trainer as good as I am. If you find a trainer that can give you the results that I can give you, I'll be the first person to congratulate you. I'm that good. But I cannot run a company. So in my company, my role would will be to make sure that the training quality is fantastic. I do not want to be the CEO of my company. I do not want to fall into what I call the CEO trap. That just because I have formed a company, I am the CEO of that company. So you might be thinking, what kind of a crazy idea is that? Hear me out. CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, is a very important profile. And just anybody and everybody cannot become a CEO. You require certain skill sets and a lot of experience in order to be a CEO. Right now, when my company is still not that big, I have kept the position of the CEO for myself. I've not got anybody else. But as soon as the company gets into growth mode, I am going to bring in a proper CEO with the correct skill sets and expertise and experience. I am not going to be the CEO of the company because I am not supposed to be the CEO of the company. If I make myself the CEO of a company when it's growing, I have a company which has a wrong CEO. I am not the best choice for a CEO. Similarly, think of a company where maybe a person who's very good at coding has started a company based on a brilliant idea. The person who is doing the coding might think that, it's my idea, I own the company, I'm going to be the CEO. So it's all right if he owns the company, I own my company. But CEO, if this person, if the coder, if the programmer now becomes the CEO has a lot of tasks. One of the most important roles of the CEO is to generate the business, get the business. Unless you have somebody else, a separate sales team for that. But even if you have a sales team, the supreme commander of the sales team has to be the CEO. That is the main role because without generating business, there is no company. So, if this person, the programmer, with no prior experience in sales, no expertise in sales, becomes the supreme commander, becomes the CEO, then the sales will never be as good as it should be. Most importantly, if the programmer becomes a CEO, The programmer has two jobs to do: writing the code and running the company. These are two full time roles, overtime roles. So if this person rather is running the company, who is writing the code? And if this person is writing the code, who is running the company? The CEO trap, my friend. Just because I might have a brilliant idea does not necessarily mean that I will be the CEO. CEO is a specific skill set, and it's always good to have somebody, a veteran of that particular industry which you are a part of, as the CEO of the company. Doesn't matter about the ownership. This is not the ownership. Ownership and CEO are different. The owner of the company is not the CEO and vice versa. So, the right person for the right job. Make sure the company is being run by the right person. The owner of the company or the initiator of the startup may not be that person. Thank you for staying till the end of this video. Hope you learned something. Watch out for other videos. Thank you. Bye bye.